Greetings and welcome back everyone to Pillars of Eternity, which has been a few days absent from my channel. I do apologize for the break there, but as I've mentioned on one of my other videos, I think in a stream update, I have been working on a bit of a special project, and it has meant that I haven't had as much time for recording as I normally would, so as a result, the last couple of days have basically been burning through my backlog of episodes on various series, and not in as uniform and balanced the way as they usually are. But we're back now, and I am eager to get to exploring Defiance Bay. And the first place we're going to explore is, in fact, a bar. You ever turn up to a new town, the best place to go is a bar. That's not just some sort of fantasy game cliche. That's flat out true. Everywhere. And if you're in a new town and you're very much an outsider, the best thing you can do, turn up to the bar and buy everyone a drink. Say, the next couple of rounds are on me. It'll cost you a lot of money, but it will get your name out there, people will start to know you, and it'll generally ingratiate yourself with the local populace. Bit of a tip there. Again, not just a fantasy cliche, really does work in real life. Surprising how many palms are easily greased with a drink or two. Not that they should be pouring it on their hands, but they do, apparently. I'm not really sure why. Right, the Stelagear's pelt is thick with dust and moths. The plaque below the beast reads, Maiden Falls, 2682. Let's have a look around this place first. We've got Errol of Levy looks on enigmatically from the canvas. Well, we've got a couple of patrons. Lively place, isn't it? Well, no, actually it's not. You'll find all sorts. Everyone's a philosopher here. Ah, fantastic. I like philosophical drunks. They're my favourite sort of drunk. Oh, many backers. Right, Bishop, let's have a chat.
Traveller.
The man behind the bar is near the size of an amawa. A handle protrudes from his back. What? Alright, and his face is set with a stoic frown. Oh, like a sword, I guess. A handle protruding from over his shoulder. I imagine, not an actual handle in his back. One must wonder why someone would need a handle in their back. He gives you a small nod. Here for a drink. There's a tiny pewter cup in front of him. He turns it on in one broad hand, but doesn't drink from it. Could I get a room? Could I order some refreshments? Tell me about yourself. Name's Bishop. Used to be a scholar of Barath. Now I run the Goose and Fox and keep the regulars in line. He shifts, and you see a warhammer strapped to his back. There we are. What more is there to tell? How do you go from religion to taverns? The journey isn't as long as you'd think. It started with Hollowborn, and with this. He takes a black bottle from under the bar and fills a pewter cup. It was my sister's son. He takes a drink. At the beginning of Weedwin's legacy, he was one of the first. I never expected there would be so many after him. Tragedy is part of the cycle, but it's followed by rebirth. Yet every year more parents were grieving for their hollowborn children, and the gods were silent. So you lost your faith? He leans forward, crossing his arms on the bar. Barath promises rebirth, cycles, but the only cycle I found was this one. Taps the bar. Have a drink, have another, and another until I couldn't remember how I got home. Wake up, come back. I finally woke up one day to see my family had packed up and left. For all I know, they'd left days before and I just hadn't noticed. But they were gone, so I came here. Well, that's actually quite a sad story. I've cleaned up since then. Not that I found my answers. He tosses the cup back. I've just stopped asking questions. An easy way, I suppose. This is lively. It isn't a lively place, but I guess perhaps in the game setting it is. Okay. It was founded in the early days of Deerwoodian independence by a travelling scholar named Errol of Levy. He wanted a place where kith of all backgrounds could gather and hash out the issues facing their new country. He rests his elbows on polished wood of the bar. It didn't take long for the place to fill up. Brackenbury aristocrats argued with dock workers from the Gift, while soldiers wrangled with politicians. Deerwoodians have never known to turn down an argument. Never been known. He takes a sip from his tiny cup. What happened next? I can imagine things got interesting. I imagine things got interesting. Soon kith were coming from the farms and settlements too. He waves at the door, as if expecting a crowd to bustle in. This place got even more popular with the Valian sailors than the Salty Mast. Wow. That name, the Salty Mast. That could be a bar or it could be another place. And that was the problem. He drains his cup. No matter what people say about fair-mindedness and civil debate, there's only so much people will tolerate. Yeah, that's true. Errol found himself on the wrong side of an argument with the wrong Thane. And when he disappeared a few days later, some said it was the work of the Thane. He shrugs, spreading his hands over the bar as he surveys the room. But Errol knew which way the wind was blowing. If you ask me, he skipped town. Head out somewhere, hoping for rational minds to prevail in Defiance Bay. I wonder if they ever did. He cracks a wry grin. If only he could see it now. Could I order some refreshments? Camping supplies. We need a couple of those. Yeah, we'll take both. A yellow Labrador. No. We've already got many pets. This small yellow dog seems singularly happy to accompany you, panting merrily as it lopes beside you. I've got too many pets. I'm gonna take it though. I'm gonna give it to one of my other party members and they can hold it. I keep forgetting to use any of these, so I'm not gonna buy any of them for now. I'm just gonna go ahead and flat out. Oh, actually, I've got loads of stuff here and abouts that I could sell on. Yeah, okay. Let's get rid of the leather armor. Get rid of these. Got a crazy amount of helms that I don't want. I want that helm though. Don't really like these ones. There we go. That's an exact trade. Oh, fantastic. I approve. There we go. Now, there was one other thing that I read in the comments, and that is that I've given you a basic bow when there is, in fact, a fine hunting bow somewhere in here. There we are, fine hunting bow. I just completely missed it. I'm afraid that there's a lot of things that I miss in this Let's Play, as you are no doubt well aware. Oh, we also need to pop that yellow lab. Black lab? I'm just getting too used to all my pets being black. There we go. No, actually, I don't trust you. You already got a pet. I think Kana. Yeah, Kana looks like sort that would treat a dog well. Okay, let's move on. Who else have we got to chat with? We've got a couple of people down here. A mercenary over there. A door over there. Let's chat with the bodyguard. Nothing loosens tongues like a good pint. That's true. You hear this guy? Mad, I tell you. Are you here for some words of wisdom too? No, I'm afraid not. Ooh, Eder wants to talk with us.
The dozens. Pretty sure you won't find one among them who stood within 100 miles of that bridge when the Godhammer went off.
Okay.
Too bad, too. Said there'd be less of them.
Why do they call themselves the Dozens? Was 12 Deerwoodians stood outside Halgot Citadel waiting for Wadewind to cross the bridge there. They had to hold him there long enough for the Godhammer to detonate. So that's what they did. Godhammer? That's what they called the bomb they blew up. Wadewind with. Blew up Wadewind with, sorry. Don't know much about it other than that. Anything kills a living god, guess you gotta name it. I suppose that's true, actually. What do you have against the Dozens? Nothing serious. Nothing I don't have against a lot of folks, anyway. The Dozens, they like to take things into their own hands. Gets ugly sometimes. We don't have them in Gilded Vale, but they'd be right at home there. They picked that name so they could do what they wanted and feel like it was right. Got nothing to do with honor or sacrifice. They like to invoke Magran too, when they especially want to feel right. Somehow, I don't think she'd be too impressed with that lot. I'm sure she's like to set him on fire anytime they use her name, but the gods probably got rules against that kind of thing. Oh, I don't know. If you're a god and you have to respect rules, then what kind of god are you? People hide behind symbols so they can't be questioned. There must be plenty of other groups that are better reflections of the figures that inspired them. Too bad, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. Surely Magran has worthier followers. I'm not going to speak on behalf of a god. Yeah, I think Glyndŵr would feel this way, that people hide behind symbols a lot. The Duke's a reasonable man. Maybe while we're in Defiance Bay, we can get him to force people to call themselves what they are. Don't imagine they'd have as many members if they called themselves the loudmouth sheepfuckers. Ida, what have you got against people who love sheep? My lord. Oh, Ida, I like you. Let's continue on. Good idea. Indeed. Right. Let's have a chat with you. Mercenary who looks a little bit too drunk. It's a good place to unwind between jobs. Sometimes I even find new ones. Now, this one looks like an interesting one. Kenra. A woman sits by herself, spinning something on the table in front of her and watching it with furious intensity. It's about the size of a coin, and it wobbles over a crack in the wood with a metallic rattle. She snatches it up with one hand and slams a half-empty cup down on the table with the other. This is not a good time. As you wish. I'm not trying to pick her up, but I'd be inclined to be like, well, fair enough, that's your space. And I think... See, Glyndŵr would be caught between wanting to respect her. It's like, well, you know, if you want to be on your own, that's fine by me. But at the same time, would want to inquire and possibly help. But that just really sounds too much like a pickup line. So it's like, as you wish.
I shall.
We might come back. Well, we'll have a poke around first and maybe come back. We might have a drink. Build up our courage. A dwarf and an Orlan debate philosophy on the other side of the curtain. Oh, thank goodness that's what's happening on the other side of the curtain. I was worried for a moment. The painting depicts Glamfathan ruins, and the canvas bears the rough brushstrokes of a talented amateur. Ibrel's Well. You've come to talk some sense into this fellow, I hope. Hate to say it, but the legacy's been good for business. Oh wow, that's harsh. That's really harsh. That is not something you say. Okay, I'm going to be talking with you. Okay, well, it looks like... Oh, kitchen. Anyone in the kitchen? Kitchen people? Kitchen? That looks like thievery.
Nice and quiet.
Why does that look like thievery? I'm not... I'm aware of that. That I'd have to pick the lock on, but that just flat out would be stealing. So no, we're not going to steal from you. I have no intention of being a scallywag. Not this early into the episode, anyway. A dragon is outlined in charcoal pencil. The thick, jagged lines and the faint smell of sulfur suggest that the artist completed this sketch in a hurry. Fantastic. Okay. Glyndŵr,
I'm here.
this could end poorly, and she may assume the worst of you, so... Right, okay.
Indeed.
Let's get up there. I'm not really in the mood for small talk. Just thought you might need a hand. I'll get there. She takes a long drink from her glass, just trying to calm down and trying to talk myself out of something foolish. Something foolish? She says nothing for a few moments, as if hoping you'll leave. At last, Kenra looks up at you, and lamplight falls across her face. A purpling bruise is blossoming along her cheekbone. There's something I need to give to my fiancé. Pernisk. Only he doesn't seem to go anywhere without his new friends, and they're not exactly pleasant company. Well, actually, it could easily be one or the other. The fiancé or the friends. And if it's the friends, the fiancé might not know about it. And Glyndŵr, I think, is going to be a little bit cautious because he's made assumptions and then suddenly he's been like, oh, I wish I hadn't assumed that. So, who hit you? She shakes her head. I know how this looks, but you don't understand. It's not like Pernisk. It's these new friends of his. They've brought out the worst in him. Oh, it's not like Pernisk. That implies it was Pernisk that did it. Okay, tell me about these new friends. They come into our house with their dead eyes and their black teeth. I'm not a fool. I know what it means. Pernisk makes me leave when they show up, but it's obvious what they come to do. Last time they came, I told them to get out. Let them have their fun somewhere in the gift, but not under my roof. She scowls and then winces, her fingertips gently probing her bruise. Sveff changes you, I guess. The Pisk I knew wouldn't have squashed a spider. I never thought he'd... She trails off, still feeling the swollen, discolored flesh. Ah! Maybe I could go talk to him. Until Act 10, I thought Sveff just made people lay around, not doing much. What's Sveff? Have you gone to Crucible Nights? Okay, we're going to go with this. Sveff, I imagine, is some sort of drug. But we're going to choose this one. Apparently, Glindur is worldly wise and knows these things. Kenra shrugs. I don't really know. Seems better than believing he's always been this way. Oh, I'm sorry, Kenra. But apparently, Glindur knows otherwise. Maybe I could go talk with him. Her hands rest on the table and she clenches it into a white-knuckled fist. There's nothing more to say to him. We're finished. I just want to give this back to him and have a clean break. She opens her hand and a ring clatters onto the table. Well, that's quite a mature and reasonable reaction. Not seeking revenge, just like, I don't have to put up with this. This is... No, I'm just going to leave. And I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Well done. It was his grandmother's. Even after this, I don't have the heart to sell it off. But if I go back there myself, I know what'll happen. I'll lose my temper, and I'll probably wind up with another one of these. She points to her bruise. I wouldn't normally hand this off to a stranger, but people say you've got a good heart. If you give this back to him, he'll know we're done. Yeah, okay. I'll take this ring to Pisk. She looks at you and nods. The house is just north of here. Just, please don't hurt him. As furious as I am, I don't want that on my conscience. Fair enough.
I'm here.
Okay, we are messengers, and we will do our best to avoid conflict. Even if he provokes, if there's an option out of it, Glindur will uphold her request. But, obviously, if there is no option, he's not going to feel too terribly bad about it. I mean, honestly, even if it had nothing to do with the fact that he just walloped his fiancée because she asked her weird friends to leave.
You're close to home.
But,
Close can mean a lot of things.
Surely you'll go back when this is all over.
Dunno. Guess that all depends.
I think there's a bad person to be asking that kind of thing about. No.
Yes.
I don't think either considered that his own war. Hasn't for a long time. But if Pisk thinks he could take on my awesomely well-trained party, then he's just a derp. And it would be Darwinism at work. Right, just north of here. Pisk's house. Okay.
Of course.
We're on our way. Let's see what Pisk has to say for himself. Not going to be chatting with you. You got anything over here? No, we're on a mission. I will come back and talk with you, Laura. I like the spelling of your name, by the way, Laura. A grappling hook just hiding out. Fantastic. Okay. Pisk. Knock, knock, knock. I'm assuming that they knock before they just walk into someone's abode. Mercenary. Addict. Mercenary. Hello. You coming to talk with us? Feel free to make yourself comfortable down here. Top floor's off limits. Okay. A couple of crude beds have been improvised from an assortment of tattered blankets and pillows. Dribbles of some dark liquid stain the fabric. That's not so good. Wait, what's happening? Am I imagining this? Pisk always has the best supply. Pisk is the man to talk to if you want to buy. No. I can't believe Pisk is letting us use his place. Never let us do that before. Yeah, I imagine things are going to change here. This is your first time here? You'll be back, I'm telling you. I'll see it again. I will. I have to. What's this? Sveff. User, +4 will for 600 seconds, +10 max endurance for 600 seconds, -2 focus on hit, -2 perception for 600 seconds, -4 resolve. Sveff can be tracked back to provisioners in the Valian republics, where the markets for the plant in question enjoy rapidly rising demand. Most commonly chewed or inhaled, Sveff is infamous for the near catatonic state in which it often places its adherents. Those who use it claim that the drug gives them a sense of urgency and meaning, lost when the effect fades. More colourful accounts claim that the drug allows one to look within themselves and witness the sight of their own soul. You get. No, I'm not going to be carrying that around. Actually, it might go into something. I'll take it, but I'm not going to be using it, or at least not for its intended purpose. Hello, mercenaries. Where's this Pisk fellow? Damn it. Don't start any trouble. Try not to break any of the furniture. My god, there's a lot of these guys around. Am I going to have to fight them all? Someone has peeled back the labels from these bottles. They're stuffed with a dark, gunky pulp that gives off a pungent odour. Interesting. What about in here, then? Hello, Pisk? Ah, there we are, Pisk. This book of Valian love sonnets has a dedication on the first page to my beloved Kenra. I am having such trouble with that name. If you aren't here to buy anything, get gone. Feel free to make yourself comfortable down here. The top floor's off limits. Okay, Pisk.
Good day, stranger.
The man before you flashes you a toothy and rather unpleasant grin. Well now, a new face. Welcome, friend. Name's Pisk, and this, he gestures to the room around you, is my humble abode and place of business. And I do hope you're here to do some business. He glances at the nearby guard. We can just flat out give him the name. Ring. Let's give you this. What is your business exactly? Perception 12. Seems like a lot of guards for one man. You must be popular. Yeah, we'll go with that. Pisk raises a brow. Sure, right. Very perceptive. This business attracts some less pleasant types. Sometimes the clientele get a little pushy. And every so often, someone even turns out to be snooping into things they shouldn't, and lessons have to be taught. His face shivers with a quick, unreadable emotion. I'm sure you're too smart to get wrapped up in all of that, of course. I keep it simple. If you have the coin, I have the sphere. You're free to make use of the premises so long as you don't do anything stupid and you don't get tangling with the other customers. Now, Pisk clasps his hand together. What can I get you? Here. Pisk takes the ring and turns it around his fingers. Nice. What's this for? You don't recognize the wedding ring you gave Kenra? No wonder Kenra's left you. I'll remain silent. Pisk shrugs. Well, whatever this is about, it's a fine ring. Looks like it should sell for a pretty pand. Thanks, friend. Now, is that all? Seem to care for you. Why are you doing this? Seems a difficult thing to forget, giving your grandmother's ring to someone. How dare you hit your own fiancé? How can you live with yourself? Let's talk about something else. Well, I mean, Glendur could probe it. Does he really want to, though? I mean, that's just trite. He's not going to say that. It's not his business to say that. How do you hit your own fiancé? And again, I don't think that he's going to get involved in that. That's such a murky thing to get involved with. But this, I think Glendur might be curious about that. Seems a difficult thing to forget, giving your grandmother's ring to someone. So he does flat out remember. He was just being blasé about it. Maybe she's just not worth remembering, eh? Pisk snorts. While you're playing lapdog for her and all, why don't you go back and tell her to keep clear of here? Fine. She asked me not to get involved, not to hurt him. I'll be going now. Okay. Well, let's have a quick look at our journal and cover what happened at Pisk's house. The house next to Copper Lane Market has become a Sveth den. Pisk was home, but something about the man seemed unusual. I gave Pisk the ring as requested, yet he didn't seem to recognize it. I could go back to Karina now, but there's something peculiar about this situation. Okay. Guard looks up and holds as you approach. You can turn right around. The lower floor is all yours, but nobody goes upstairs. Why not? Ah, damn it. Because you'll be breathing through new holes in your neck if you head up there. That's why. Just mind your own business. Once you're on the Sveth, you're not going to much care where you are anyway. 100 coppers? Any chance you could look the other way? I mean, he is a mercenary. That's the nice thing about mercenaries. They're only doing it because they're getting paid. If you pay them more, typically, or at least some of the time, their talents go to the highest bidder. If you suddenly become the highest bidder, then their talents are yours. Guy nines his eyes, then takes the money. I do like the view of the other way. He turns around. Well done, fellow. Well done. A wise move. I didn't want to kill you anyway, and I could easily have done so. The pots are crusted shut with some unidentifiable gunk. We could steal, but no. We're going to just go up. I want to find out what's going on in here. Okay, but we're going to find out what's up here in the next episode. I know cliffhangers, you all hate them and love them at the same time, I'm sure about it. But that is going to be it from me. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode and will be joining me in the next, where we'll find out, possibly, what's so strange and peculiar about this situation. But until then, do take care.